right. We are live, baby. I said doubles. We live, baby. We're live. Yo, what's up? It's Coach Nick Money in the house with the indelible one. We like to call him DBL Nicks, also known as
the Rainmaker.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. And of course, the secret weapon is being launched right now. It is the one and only bushy tail Serengeti specialist. You know her as DBL Moms. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The show is not a show without DBL Moms, right, DBL Nicks?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Listen, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, well, you probably missed the video that we did on EAST. EAST. And of course, that was last night. And of course, this morning, the stock went up 302%. I'm just saying. And of course, we called it for our Discord even before that.
Yeesh.
A bunch of people bought the stock last night and made money this morning. Money. And we also called SHPH 44%, EFSH 66%, GNLN 42%, MODDI 32%, YYGH, YYYYYGH 56%, HOTH 28%, and RNAS 34%. That's just a couple of the things that we do. Okay, if you're not following us on X.com, some amazing content doubles. Amazing content on Twitter, aka X.com. It's at Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. And of course, we're also on Twitch at Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. And we're on Facebook at Coach Nick Money. We're on Instagram at Coach Nick Money. And we're also on TikTok. TikTok. At DBL Nicks. At DBL NICKS. At DBL NICKS. And the screen name is Coach Nick Money. Yes, sir. All right, so that's what's going on. And of course, we're going to be streaming live on our social medias. And later in the day, at around 9:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will continue streaming on our private Discord. We invite you to come and join us and give us a whirl. Squirrel, check us out and see what we're all about. Don't believe your ears, believe your eyes. We have a special 4 days. You can do it for $1.99. Try it out for $1.99 for 4 days, and then it's $49.99 thereafter. That's the new special. Make sure you click that link. It's in the pinned comments and also in the description. So we'll see you after these live streams in the Discord. Okay, so let's get right into it. We got a couple of tickers moving this morning. So we talked about EAST, but I'm going to go into FFIE real quick because that one is moving a little bit. So let's go into it. It pulled up. Let's get into the 5-minute chart doubles.
5 minutes?
Yes, let's do that. And we can see that it has formed a triple top. We don't like them triple tops, so let's put a level. Let's get rid of that right there. We don't need that. Right there. Let's get rid of it. So we're going to put a level right over here. This is a level of resistance, $6.49. We need to see it break through $6.49. If it does not break through that, then you potentially have a triple top. Right over here is a top. Right there. One click. Top. And another top. So if we can break through $6.49, it looks a lot better. If we can't break through $6.49, it looks a lot worse. By the way, did I mention that this is just a show? And it's not financial or stock advice. So do your own due diligence. And of course, if you share the stream, that would be absolutely amazing. We got Mr. Babs in the house. What's up, brother? I know you made some money this morning because you were in the Discord and you heard the alert on East last night before the market
And he
closed.
said, Coach, look, money strong. Ah,
Yeah.
So you have been working out. Oh.
Yes, yes,
Preto. Look at
yes, rock, baby,
Look at that.
rock. Yes, yes, you
Look
are.
at that.
Oh, look at the bicep on there. Look at the bicep. Oh, and those calls are strong too. Let's get into it here. All right, so we got a triple top, possibly. We need to see FFIE breakthrough 648-ish. That's the key level. And we'll come back to you. But you could clearly see that it is triple topping over here. So we'll see what happens with FFIE. Let's go back to East. East had an amazing run. Let's get some information about East. And of course, you can check out the video that we did on it. But let's get into this now, okay? So here's the situation. They basically are a distilling company that is to merge with Beeline Financial Holdings, Inc., a marketing strategic expansion into fine tech mortgage services. So what a change. The float was super low. This is what kind of like gave us the impetus, right? Because that news came out at 7:45 p.m. And of course, we are really the only Discord that monitors from 4 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't have headaches. We don't have to take a break because we got a real company with real folks monitoring things. That's how it goes, baby.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Babs says East. All right, float 1.4 million. Volume 32 million. All right, they had news, 7:45 p.m., and of course we alerted the Discord. And then we made a video for the greater indelible tribe. That would be you folks, by the way. Okay, so like what she just said.
Right.
Like what she just said. Yo, she just said that. All right, so it is still trending upward. So let's go ahead and get that graffiti pencil activated. It is trending upward, but let's go to a shorter time frame and take a look at this. Let's take a look at it on a 5-minute, and it looks like it could potentially be forming a head and shoulders pattern here. We need to see it stay above this trend line right over here. So my concerns are that it is extended because it has been running quite a bit. So you got a shoulder right here, maybe another shoulder right here, and then you got that ugly top tail. We don't like top tails, folks. We don't like them.
We like the bottom.
We like the bottom tails. So I'm concerned about a potential head and shoulders pattern right here. We need to see the price action remain above this trend line, and this teal or crayon. What's the other color? Cyan. The cyan or teal colored line right there, that is the 9 EMA. It's pointing downward. We want to see it point upward, and you can see that there's a huge gap between the 9 and the VWAP right over here. VWAP will put a little line over here with the graffiti pencil to indicate where VWAP is. VWAP's over here, so there's a pretty big distance between the two. So usually you'll see that 9 will start to pull downward and get closer to VWAP. But let's see if we can hold above this trend line and see if we can get another leg on it. So we're going to keep a peeper on it and see what happens. I think somebody wants to see TANH, right? Stephen, okay, let's check it out. TANH, let's check it out. All right, let's clear this up because we had some drawings from previous days. So let's go ahead and clear and start with a clean slate. Let's zoom in and see what's going on. So it's clearly trending downward right now. We need to see some volume so that it can break this downtrend right over here. This is the trend that it's got going on right now. It has broken through VWAP, which is good, but it needs volume. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. Take a look at what it looks like on the 1 minute. And when we look at it on the 1 minute, you can see that the candles are quite choppy, which is significant of a lack of volume. Let's go ahead and create some key levels of support and resistance. We got support right over here. We got support right over there. We got support right over there. And then we got resistance here, the resistance here, resistance here, and resistance here. So that is basically what's going on with this ticker. We need to see a break of these levels here and movement upward. More volume would help it. TANH currently down 16.5%. It's a 16-cent stock. The float's low. We like that, 4.6 million. But the volume is even lower at 742,000. So that's what's lacking. That's what's lacking. It also received an extension for NASDAQ's minimum bid price requirement. So if it can meet the minimum bid price requirement, this Stonkaroo could potentially start moving aggressively. So that was August 28th. So worth putting on an extended watch list, I would say. You know what I mean? Doubles, an extended watch list. That espresso ice is delightful, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind, could you share the stream? Let's get some folks in here. Let's have some fun, baby. Yeah, like that. All right, we're going to go take a look at some other tickers that were moving in the early morning. But before we do that, I want to go and take a look at East because it ran 302%. All right, so we have that head and shoulders pattern on the 1 minute. We have that head and shoulders pattern on the 5 minute. Let's zoom in. Let's do a zoom in the room. And you can see clearly that it is a head and shoulders pattern on the 5. It is a head and shoulders pattern on the 1. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer. All right, it is holding above this trend line. I like that. I do like that. So this could also potentially be a bull pennant. A bull pennant. So we could go right over here and we could say maybe this is a bull pennant. Your support area would be the bottom line. Your resistance area would be over here. And if it can break through this resistance area with authority, it would negate this head and shoulders pattern. But it's unclear, folks. It's unclear. It just has that potential of being a head and shoulders pattern, and I'm concerned about it. So I really want to see some volume come in. Let's take a look at this candle on the 1 minute, and it's showing me 123,000 shares, 123,000 shares exchanging hands right now, which is quite low. There has been tremendous volume on East, obviously, because it had the news late at night, 7:45 p.m. last night, and there has been 32 million shares exchanging hands. The float is very low at 1.4 million. However, right now the volume has kind of subsided, and it wouldn't be out of the question for the price action to pull back. But we're going to keep an eye on it because it is the leading gainer. It does have news. It does have a low float. And it does have a lot of previous volume, so we're going to keep a close eye on East. But let's check out some other tickeroos that are moving. Let's go to APLD.
APLD.
In the house. Let's get rid of the old levels that we got over here. Let's clear up the Charteroony and see what's going on. APLD, $5 stock, currently up 54%. 54%. Now, this is a heavier floated stock, but it has had a history of moving even though it is a heavy floated stock. 93 million float. It's very heavy. Volume, very low, 5.44 million. But like I said, this ticker has had history of moving on news even though it is a heavy floated stock. But because it is a heavy floated stock, it's going to be susceptible to sudden drops in price action. Yeah. But right now it's up 54%, and it looks like it's forming a bit of a cup with a potential handle. There are two top tails over here. We don't like the top tails doubles.
We like the
No. So it needs to kind of resolve itself. So we'll put a nice little graffiti pencil circle around it, right over here, right here, and we're going to see whether or not this actually becomes a cup and handle. It belongs on a side chart doubles. I'm gonna pay attention to it just because of the history of this particular ticker. So even though it's a heavy one, we're gonna check it out. All right, what's going on, Mr. Babs?
EFSH is choppy.
Oh yeah, that is true.
That's what he said.
But we're gonna check it out anyway. Let's go check it out. You're right, it is choppy. Give it to me again. EFSH. This one. Yeah, it is, and it also has a limited amount of volume, obviously. Let's go ahead and clear some of these levels doubles. Let's get rid of these old levels. Let's clear this up, and you can see that it kind of sort of round tripped, and you can see that there is a certain lack of volume. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. EFSH is, I don't know, not really that trustworthy. Look at that. Look at this. It came up and it went all the way down. It's currently up only 1.54%. The float was a nice float of 657,000 shares, but the volume is only 915,000 shares, and it looks kind of sloppy to me. Looks kind of sloppy to me. No news and lacks volume. So, meh, like that. All right. Terry wants us to check out FFIE. Let's go check it out again. Terry in the house. Let's do it. FFIE. It has formed a potential triple top, which would be a bearish pattern. Let's zoom in on this. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We have significant resistance at around $6.48. We would want to see this particular top right here break through the 648 figure, and then it could potentially be a mover. Doubles, what do you think? A potential mover? A potential mover. That's what we're hoping for, right? So that's what we're looking for. This is the 5 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute doubles.
1 minute.
And let's get a little bit more intimate with this. You can see that it, even on this head right here, there is a double top as well. So you have within the triple top, you have this double top right over here. So what we need to see happen is we need to see a break of this downtrend right here, doubles right over here. And it's trying to, but if you look real closely, double, we need to get the 9 EMA to curl upward, right? So some key levels of resistance would be right around over here, 634, right over here, 641, and of course the ultimate resistance area is 648. So we'll check it out and see what happens. Mr. Bab says east side, east baby. I know, east has been a beast. Are you still in it? Mr. Babs, are you still in it? Now, check it out. On the 1 minute, it definitely looks like we have a situation here where the triple top is pushing the price action down. What we're going to need to see happen is we need to see the price stay above this trend line over here. If it can stay above this trend line, maybe we get another leg. Let's take a look at what's going on with the RSI. You can see that the RSI is moving towards the oversold area. You can see that there's been a diminishment in volume, but like I said, if it can stay above this trend line, maybe we get a bull pennant and we get another leg out of it. I don't think we've seen the last of EAST, but
Hey, he said but.
right now it's going down. Mr. Bab says, meh, on EFSH.
Did we create
Yeah,
Did we
baby.
create a
Yeah.
slogan?
Yeah, baby.
What?
HOTH. This stock right here, I don't trust this stock because I've seen this stock do some serious dips. Mr. Bab said yes.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. All right, so we got a trend going on over here. We got an upward trend on HOTH, H-O-T-H. I don't trust this stock because this stock has a history of collapsing. It's fallen and it couldn't get up, but it's currently up 47%. It has a 6.6 million float, which is okay. The volume is about 15 million, which is not terrific, but it's not the end of the world. And it had news at 8 o'clock in the morning, positive data from first of its kind, human patient treatment of EGFRI, associated skin toxicities with HT001. But, let's go into the daily chart with HOTH because you're a tricky one, my friend. And you can see that this stock has a history of pumping and dumping. Pumping and dumping, pumping and dumping, pumping and dumping, over and over and over again. Yes, sir. So, I'll put you on the side chart, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you because you're not trustworthy. You've hurt me in the past. You hurt my feelings, and I'm a sensitive one, I tell you. Sensitive, right, DBL Moms?
Hey.
Tell the folks. My bushy-tailed little princess. Tell everyone. My dear, do you want to be my little bushy-tailed princess or my bushy-tailed queen? You tell me. Whatever you prefer. Is it the queen? Are you the queen? You are my queen. Always. She's my queen. I take it back. She's not my princess. She's my queen. She's the regent. Yes. She's like an exam. Very, very special day. Yes. Okay, so we're taking a look at HOTH. Like that. All right, we've got to go back to east because it looks like it's right at the trend line, and this is an important area because it will determine whether or not we actually have that bull pennant or if it starts to break down. because of that head and shoulders pattern. And so far, it looks like the prevailing winds are the head and shoulders pattern. So this does not look terribly good. We did say that the price action was quite extended off of VWAP. So, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with the bull pennant is not valid. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this, and it looks like it's starting to pull downward. So now what we need to see is a break of the downward trend, but I have a feeling that it's going to keep trending downward for a while. So the question is, how far down does it go at this point? So it is a head and shoulders on the 1. It's a head and shoulders on the 5 minute. And will it hold up on the VWAP? Let's go and move that old VWAP because the VWAP went up a little bit more. And again, I just want to thank you, East, for giving us 302% in the morning. But right now, you're pulling back. You're pulling back, East. You're down now 253%. So, as we like to say, folks, what have you done for me lately, East? I might check out West because East, you're not doing the right thing right now. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at me, but there's also North and South. I have options. Hey, I'm a modern man. I'm a modern man. Time for some espresso ice, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Doubles. All right, so it is pulling back. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens with it. It's going to stay on the side chart, obviously. We got to do that. Let's go to YYGH. 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 Oh, my. Oh, my. It formed a double top on the 5 minute. Do you see it, folks? Do you see it? Let's get that graffiti pencil activated. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a top over here. And we got a top over there. And then it basically sold off, you know what I mean? And it started to sell off. It started to do this downtrend right here, right? So it needs to break the downtrend. We have VWAP right over here at $1.33. Let's go ahead and put that line over there. Mr. Bab says, yes, thanks, East. Yeah, thanks for the memories, man. Thanks for the memories.
Thanks for the memories.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gracious. Okay, so this is a story with YYGH as far as the chart is concerned. It's currently up 35%, but it was up a lot more than that earlier in the morning, 56%. It is a float of 7 million. The volume is only 3.6 million, and they received the NASDAQ letter on August 5th of a minimum price deficiency, but now they're over $1, and the dollar is what's up. You know what I mean? It needs to be over $1, folks,
Yes,
dollar.
sir.
Let's check out some other tickaroos that are moving. Yes, sir. Hello, West Side, because if East is not going to give it to me, I'll go with West Side. No problemo. MODD.
Give it to me.
MODD selling off. Oh my, what's going on here? It needs to break this trend over here. Let's get the graffiti pencil activated. It's got a downtrend right over here, and it needs to break that downtrend, and of course it needs to get above VWAP. VWAP. I could call it VWAP because I'm Italian, but if I wasn't Italian, I couldn't call it a VWAP. I would have to say it in the Anglican way. VWAP. Volume weighted average, baby. Yeah. Okay. MODD up 19%. It's a heavy floated stock, 22 million. No. Volume 3.8 million. They announced a conference call to discuss FDA clearance of the Mod 1 insulin pump. This was September 4th at 6:57 p.m. But what have you done for me lately? All right. Daily retrospective. What's WISA? Let's check it out. It was very kind to us yesterday. Let's go, WISA. How you doing? All right. We got a bunch of charts over here. Let's get rid of the old charts. This is from yesterday. So we're going to clear the board. Clearing the board and see what's going on. It looks like it has formed a bearish head and shoulders pattern, more or less. So let's get the graffiti pencil activated. Right now, it looks like on the 5 minute that you have a shoulder over here, a shoulder over there, and a head over there. So this looks kind of on the bearish side. However, it is trying to break through VWAP, which is right over here. So that's a positive sign. You know what it needs? Doubles. It needs a shot of volume. A little bit of volume never hurt it. It would need some volume doubles. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. Let's go to the 1 minute and see what's going on. And you can see clearly that there is not that much activity on the volume candles over here. That is part of the problem with WISA, and it is on a continuation from yesterday. This stock does have a history of pumping and dumping after it runs with news, and it had news yesterday, and it ran hard yesterday, and now it's down 9%. It has a float of 5 million, but the volume currently is only 2.5 million. They executed a definitive agreement to create a larger, more dynamic entity with another company. I think it was about $210 million type of situation, but that was yesterday's news. What about today? Today, it's a head and shoulders bear pattern. It needs volume, I tell you. Volume. Mr. Babs wants to know about RNAS. RNAS is another stock that has a history of pumping and dumping. And look at here. It pumped and it dumped. So it is not a trustworthy stockaroo. I never really liked RNAS because of that. It was a relatively recent IPO. I think it IPO'd about a year ago, and it has always had this type of a history. So if we go into a longer time frame, let's go to the daily chart. Can't even see it on the daily chart. Let's go to the 180-day chart. You can see it has a history of pump and dump. Pump, dump, pump, dump. Pump, dump, pump, dump. So today, it pumped and dumped. Not really particularly interesting, and we can see on the 1 minute that it is barcoding, which suggests that there is a lack of liquidity at this point, and the liquidity is being offered by the market makers, those blessed souls they are. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's go to SHPH, SHPH, baby. All right, it is trending on upward, so we can do a little bit of a trend line. So let's go get that graffiti pencil activated and give it a trend. But you can see that there's not a heck of a lot of volume on it. But let's go ahead and activate the trend line. It is staying above the trend line. However, this too has a head and shoulders pattern. So where is the shoulder? Right over here. Yeah. Right over there is the other shoulder. And the head is right here, and that is a bear pattern. And it would need to break this downward trend. That would be important. And you got VWAP over here. So let's get the other graffiti pencil activated. VWAP is at around $3.12 right there. So we need to see a break of this action. And we are on the 1 minute. So if we zoom in, you could see that the price action is kind of like, how should I put it? The candles don't particularly look schmexy. They don't look schmexy, right? And if we go to the volume candles, you can see that there's a diminishment of volume candles. You can see that the RSI is smack in the middle, so there's room for it to go up, but there's also room for it to go down. And if it goes down, that would make it oversold, and then maybe a reversal. But quite frankly, it doesn't look schmexy right now. So later for you, SHPH. Later for you, FFIE. Let's go back to FFIE. Let's go back to it. And we got the triple top over here. If we do the 5 minute, you can see it a little bit more clearly. Triple top. Let's zoom in. That would be a bearish pattern. And it had formed a double top. If we zoom into the 1 minute, you can see it has a triple top here. And more recently, a double top. Both bearish type of situations. The price action did plummet. It has broken through the downtrend, and now you got resistance at the VWAP, which is roughly at this level right here, $6.09. We would need to see the price action break through that, and it looks like it could possibly do it. Looks like this is going to be a choppy situation as it breaks through the VWAP. You can see that the 9 EMA is curling upward, but we want to see the 9 above the 13. The 13 is the broken one, and we want to see it certainly above the yellow, which is the 20, and then we want to see the 9 break through the VWAP, and it is struggling right now. So until it breaks through the VWAP, you're upsetting me. FFIE, you're upsetting me. You're only up 16%. Float 11 million. Volume only 3.75 million. And there's the rub. There's the rub, I tell you. There it is, right there. That's the situation. All right, let's go to another ticker. Let's get a new one. I want something new. How about AIEV? AIEV. Daily says LQR needs volume. Let's check that one out. Let's do it. Daily, let's check it out. LQR needs volume. You're right, it needs volume. You can see it's barcoding. Let's go ahead and give it some levels of resistance and support. So it has support over here. It has support of VWAP, a little bit above VWAP, another support area, support area, support area, and here's your first resistance area. And then you got resistance over here. You got resistance over here. You got resistance over there. So that's the situation. It certainly needs volume. LQR. And it did have some news at 8:45 a.m. this morning. They announced marketing partnership with Higher Celebrations for the hot shot, quote unquote. Float, not bad, 5.2 million, but the volume's only 73,000. So there's the rub, folks. There's the rub. It needs volume. Let's go to SHPH.
Yes.
Let's take a look at what's going on over here. So again, it has formed a head and shoulders pattern. It is staying above the general uptrend line, but it hasn't broken this downtrend over here. And it is below VWAP. VWAP, that is the situation with it. It had second quarter 2024 corporate update. And let's see, do we have anything else on it? Nah, man, nothing else per se. So that's the story with it. SHPH, meh, we'll come back to you maybe. Maybe we won't. I don't know, like that, you know? It's like that. And that's the way it is. Like that. All right, Hoth has moved up a little bit. Again, a untrustworthy soul, Hoth is. However, it continues to trend upward. We do have resistance right over here, so we'll put a level at $1.18. I do not trust you, but I will keep an eye on you. You are up 61%. You are a 6.6 million float stock with 22 million in volume. And you had positive data for first of its kind human patient treatment of EGFRI associated skin toxicities with HTOO1. That's the situation, but you got resistance at $1.18, so we'll put you on a side chart just because you went up 61%. But, I know your history, I know your kind, and I don't trust you. So when you come into these parts, you better get parabolic because we got an indelible pride that expects way more than 60%. They're not going to accept 60%. We must have at least 100%, 200%, 300%, like EAST that we called yesterday in the evening before it went parabolic this morning, 302%. Who does that? We do. Who does that? We do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the stream, would you kindly share the stream? That would be so kind of you. It helps the stream grow, and it helps us put more videos out with great content, like the video that we did last night on EAST before it ran today. 302%. I'm just saying. I don't want to flex too much. But you might want to join the Discord. The link's in the description. $1.99 for 4 days and $49.99 thereafter. And we call a lot of bangers. A lot of times. And way earlier in the Discord. Let's see what's going on. Daily Retrospective says, I already did LQR. It needs volume. It needs volume. That is so true. It does need volume. Okay, let's go check out DPRO.
Volume.
DPRO. It looks like a reverse split to me. Looks like a reverse split. Float is, I'm showing 59 million. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of volume on it. Like that, you know, like that. It's like that. And that's the way it is. Let's go back to East. Check out East again. And East has formed that bearish head and shoulders pattern. It is staying above VWAP. I like that. I like the fact that it's above VWAP. Let's go ahead and put a graffiti line right at VWAP, $2.54. Time for some espresso ice. A salud. Cheers to everyone. All right. So it has kind of broken this downtrend, kind of, sort of, but still we see that the volume has diminished significantly, and we see that the RSI is moving quickly to the oversold area. So, you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? It needs volume. It needs volume, and it needs to stay above VWAP and curl. If we zoom in, we could see that the 9 EMA is still generally pointing downward and moving more and more closer to VWAP. We want to see a movement like this, but with more authority, where the 9 EMA starts pulling back up, but it's not clear at this point. We're looking at this particular candle. This particular candle is only 61,000 shares, so there's just not enough volume right now. It's still pulling back, and we can zoom in and see that, in fact, there is that head and shoulders pattern on the 1 minute doubles.
1 minute.
And now we're going to go check it out on the 5 minute.
5
And
minute.
you can see on the 5 minute, it clearly still has that head and shoulders bear pattern. So, but it is above VWAP doubles. It's above VWAP. It's above VWAP. And I like that. I like that. So we're not done with you, East. We're going to keep checking you out because you're still above VWAP. And you are the leading gainer. It's the leading gainer, DBL Bombs. My little bushy tail friend. It is the leading gainer. Yeesh. CYTH.
Yeesh.
Let's go check it out. We're checking it out. Price spike. Price spike broke a general downtrend. 80-cent stock, currently up 13%. Cyclo Therapeutics presents encouraging preliminary safety data from ongoing pivotal phase 3 study and sub-study for the treatment of Niemann-Pick disease type C1. I've seen this stock before. That came out at 9 o'clock in the morning. The float is on the thicker side, but this is a sub-dollar stock, so we can forgive it for having a float of almost 16 million. But the volume, that's where I can't forgive you. You got less than 4,000 shares of volume doubles. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You need volume, okay? Until you get when you grow up and get volume, come back and talk to me. Right now, you're too young. Sorry, you're not my type. You're not my type. I can't trade you. I can't trade you right now. You're too little. You're just a baby. Just a baby. Doubles. Just a baby. Just a baby. When you grow up, we'll talk. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
PGHL. Hitting the scanner. Generally moving up. It doesn't have a lot of volume either. It's currently up 7%. It's a $9.35 stock. The float's not bad, 5.7 million, but the volume is very low, 40,000 shares. 40,000 shares. What's the story with this one? Let's see. It had an article in July. I guess it was a recent IPO. No recent news. Like that, you know? Like that. You're not schmexy right now. Let's go to the heavy floated stock. We haven't spoken about it for a while. APLD. We spoke about it earlier in the morning. Let's zoom on in. And it had formed what looked like a cup and handle, but again, because it's heavily floated, it failed. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these drawings. Let's get rid of some of these drawings. Let's start with a fresh slate. Yeah, here we go. So overall, it is trending upward. It is a heavily floated stock. The only reason why I'm even paying attention to it is because it's had a history of moving, even though it's a heavy floated stock. But because it's a heavy floated stock, oftentimes you're going to see buyer fatigue, where the buyers just fail and you start seeing a bunch of top tails. So this is not for the light-hearted, I would say, doubles. You gotta be willing to get into the mud with this fella right here. Yeah, it is generally trending upward. You have resistance levels over here. Let's draw them. I'm not going to trade this. I'm just not feeling it. I think there's better opportunities right now. At least right now, you know what I mean? There's going to be better opportunities. But it is trending up. So a notable notice. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I need espresso ice. I'm tired. Oh my goodness, the power of espresso ice is ridiculous. absolutely,
Ridiculous, Lucy.
absolutely ridiculous. Let's go and see what else is going on. Okay, all right. So right now, let's go back to FFIE because that's like that's like all over social media. FFIE, FFIE. Let's go to the 5 minute. We still got that triple top on the 5 minute. Let's zoom in. You can still see the triple top. You had the double top right over here. Let's go to the 1 minute and zoom into more recent times. You can see it double topped. It flushed downward, and now it broke through VWAP. It's holding VWAP. It tried to push up. It hit that resistance area and failed. So, you know what it needs? It needs volume. It needs volume. This particular candle only has 2,500 shares exchanging hands. So there's the dilemma with FFIE. FFIE. Let's go to Hoth, the stock that I don't trust. It is continuing to trend upward, but now, doubles, you know what it looks like it's forming? It is forming what potentially could be a head and shoulders pattern. So you got a couple of things that need to happen. It needs to stay above this trend line, which it's doing, but it looks like a head and shoulders pattern, and even if it breaks this head and shoulders, it potentially could be a double top right here, right? So you got all these issues. So really what I need to see happen with you, Hoth, is I need to see you break through $1.18 with authority and keep moving on up to the big time, to the big time. But I don't trust you because you dilute. It's the truth. I'm sorry, it's you, not me. It's you, not me. You dilute all the time. And I don't trust you because you dilute all the time. And there are some key levels of resistance for the shorts. And those shorts will pull you down. They'll pull you down like they pull their shorts down, down. Ooh, that's a scene right there. That's a scene right there, but you got some key levels that shorts will congregate at, and you could see that the price action is right there, and Hoth has a history of flushing. So I absolutely do not trust you at all, not even a little bit. Sorry, Charlie. $1.25, key area where shorts will congregate to short you. $1.11 as well. Currently the price is above that. That's good, but you got key resistance at 118. So there are a lot of reasons for me to say no. And I don't care about your news. I'll read the news, but I don't care about your news because I know what you do. Hoth Therapeutics announces positive data from first of its kind human patient treatment of blah, 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 blah. But you always flush, so I don't trust you. I got burnt by you twice. And I'm Italian. I'm an Italian, I tell you. And we hold grudges forever. Forever. Hoth, if you have a child, I'll hold a grudge against your child. I'm just saying.
And your grandchild.
And your grandchild. And your grandpappy, too. That one. Yeah.
Whole thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying. DBL Moms knows. Yeah. She knows. Mamacita knows. Yeah. She knows what's up. East. I'm going to East because I don't trust you, Hoth. I don't trust you. All right. Still got that head and shoulders going on. It's still pulling towards VWAP. It's still cooking downward. Let's see what happens. We'll come back to you. Later. SHPH. SHPH has broken the downtrend. It has gone through the VWAP, but it's lingering at the VWAP. We do have that prevailing wind of the head and shoulders pattern. It has curled up. I don't like that, doubles. Did you see what it just did? Did you see how it dipped like that?
Oh.
SHPH, you're not trustworthy. No. I don't like that. You're up 28%. Your float is 1.2 million. Your volume is about 5 million. So it's okay. But you just made an ugly move right there, and you have that prevailing wind of a head and shoulders pattern. And now you're certainly below VWAP. So I don't care that you had issuance of a U.S. patent for selective histone diacellulose inhibitors for the treatment of human disease at 9 o'clock. I don't care because you're just not trustworthy at this momento. You're still pulling downward. You did break the downtrend, so we'll get rid of that line, doubles. Let's get rid of that downtrend. You did break that, so I'll give you that. And you are above the overall moving trend line. and you are continuing to generally trend upward. However, you have that head and shoulders pattern that I don't like, and you just had a flusheroonie, and I don't like flusheroonies. Hey, Daily Retrospective said Hoth with no broth. I'm with you. I'm with you. He's a rhymer. Daly is a rhymer, a fellow rhyme spitter.
Boom.
A fellow rhyme spitter. I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, could you share the stream? Let's get the word on out that we're live.
Yay.
Everybody's alive today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Woof, woof. YYGH, YY. Trending downward. YY. Double top and you're trending downward. August 5th, you received the NASDAQ letter regarding minimum bid requirement. You're currently up over $1. You're over $1. That's good because you were not over $1 and you got reported to NASDAQ. Reported, I tell you. Float 7 million. Volume 3.7 million. Million, I tell you. Million. Yeesh. All right. So let's go back to the thick stock APLD. APLD still trying to trend upward. Heavy stock, but it broke the uptrend, and now it's potentially forming a double top. So, not much to see over here. Let's go back to East. See what's going on. East is trying to curl. It still needs volume. This particular candle over here is 70,000 shares. It needs more volume. Doubles. You can see that the volume candles down here are kind of diminutive, right? So that means very small, right? Diminutive.
Yes.
Yeah, diminutive. That's like a $5 word for saying kind of small. $5. No, that's a $10 word. I'm gonna have some espresso. It ain't easy being me without the espresso, at least. Once I got the espresso, I'm good. All right, so it's right now. It is staying above VWAP. It's staying above VWAP. East does have that news that they are merging with Beeline Financial Holdings. It is a distilling company that's entering into the fine tech mortgage service company. What a combination. Float 1.4 million. Current volume 35 million. It is the leading gainer of the morning. And the news came out yesterday at 7:45 p.m. And it opened up and continued to be parabolic today. So we're going to keep an eye on East because so far, East is the most entertaining of the tickaroos, I would say. However, it is quite extended. When we go to the 5-minute doubles.
5 minute.
You can see that it is quite extended, and it has, in fact, formed that head and shoulders pattern. However, it is staying above VWAP, which is good. But we want to see this teal line right here. The teal line, otherwise known as crayon, Cion. This one right here. You want to see it curl, but so far it's pointing downward and it keeps moving towards VWAP. So the prevailing wind appears to be that bearish head and shoulders pattern. Yuck. All right, Hoth. Let's go back to Hoth. It's now up 70%. But it is quickly approaching the area where shorts would potentially start shorting it. And again, I don't care that it went up that much. I just don't like the stock. You burn me once, I forgive you. You burn me twice, I got a grudge. You burn me 3 times, I no like you. I no like you. You know what I mean? So this is the 5-minute chart doubles. Let's go to the 1 minute. We will analyze it anyway, but we have significant resistance at $1.25. This is an area where the shorts would be shorting. So let's see what happens. Also, $1.11 is another area where the shorts would be shorting. So it did break through this head and shoulders pattern and this double top, so we can get rid of those indicators. It actually proved me wrong on those. However, we have significant resistance at $1.25. It's currently up 70%. It is a 6.6 million float, not bad. Volume 28 million, not bad. But this stock has a history of flushing, and that's what I don't like about it. And it happens quite suddenly. You know what I mean? Doubles. Yeah. You know? So it has to break $1.25 to continue on its upward journey. It is trending upward. Let's get the graffiti pencil. I'm going to try to be fair. And draw an upward trend line for it. I'll give you that. I still don't trust you, though. I'm sorry. Is that mean? Am I breaking Hoth's feelings? I hope not. I hope not. Time for some espresso ice. I just call it the way I see it. I just call it the way I see it. It's up 70%, and I'm happy for you, but you have burnt me so many times. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. It could be potentially trying to form a potential pennant over here. I'm not going to draw it because, again, it really needs to break the 125 mark to be of any significant interest. You have resistance here at 123, just before below the 125. So it is right now respecting that 125 level. But it is remaining above the trend line. But look at the distance between VWAP, which is right over here. Let's get the graffiti pencil activated. VWAP is right here at $1.02. And your 9 EMA is all the way up at around $1.19. And if we zoom in, we can see that the 9 EMA is starting to curl, and it looks like it's about ready to fail on the upward trend line. Let's see if it can hold above it, but it looks like it's potentially going to fail at that level. And if it does, well, we could see a potential flush on this ticker. But let's see what happens. Maybe I'm just being hard on Hoth. Let's leave off with East. That's the one that I'm really interested in. It continues to consolidate above VWAP. I'm sure there'll be some profit taking, I'm suspecting, as we get closer to the 9:30 bell. But this ticker seems to have the most energy so far this morning, so I'm going to pay very, very close attention to it, even though it's pulling back down. But right now it is staying above VWAP, so we'll keep an eye on you, Hoth. Not financial advice, not stock advice. This is just a show. Hey! Yeesh. All right, so we're going to wrap it up and bring it to the Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to continue watching us analyze stocks, it's a lot more serious in the Discord, but it's still entertaining, but it's a lot more serious in the Discord, and we get really in-depth, and we start analyzing stocks that we think are worth trading, why we think they're worth trading, the different tools that we use, the different indicators that we use, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we do, right? So there's a whole bunch of things that we do with that, and you can check us out in the Discord. The link is in the description to do a 4-day trial for $1.99, and then it's $49.99 after that, and it's also in the pinned comments. So it's in the description and in the pinned comments. And if you could kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be absolutely awesome. Go ahead and listen to this young man, por favor.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share.
Because sharing is, in fact, caring, folks. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter, a.k.a. x.com, at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money on Twitch. Twix, I'm thinking about the candy. Twitch at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. Facebook at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
Instagram at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. And of course, we're also on TikTok at DBL Nicks.
At DBL Nicks.
At DBL NICKS. And the screen name is Coach Nick Money. I am Coach Nick Money. So make a lot of money and be
greenable.
And I'm with my compatriot, the one and only
DBL Nicks. House.
AKA
the Rainmaker.
Yes, indeed. And of course, the secret weapon. You know who it is. It's the bushy tail Serengeti specialist, constantly in the Serengeti, hunting for stonks, getting the parabolic runners like EAST yesterday at 7:45. DBL Moms! Yeah, baby, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. We're out of here. We love you. We'll see you in the